Good morning, my friends. I got told I go down the beach too much, so I sort of cheat and go to the park next door to the beach. It's got lovely trees and put them in the background for you. How are ya? Simon here. So I wanted to talk to you about your business and whether or not you're actually treating your business as a business. You know, we go to work from 9 to 5 and we've got certain tasks in our life, like in our day of our job, like our 9 to 5 job that we have to do. You know, we're either given those tasks or we're giving them out to people to do. But what I'm finding is a lot of people aren't actually doing that with their own business, with their own online home business, you know what I mean? So they come in, you know, and hey, I'm not one to talk. I started out the same way, you know, come in, sit down. Next thing I know, it's like 8 hours plus, and I'm like, oh my God, I've spent way too much time, you know? And like yesterday I did the video for the 4-hour work week, and I realised how bad at actual like business organisation I am and how better I've got to get at it, you know? So I'm just wondering whether you are one of those people who are sitting down and like, you know, fumble through everything, you know, have you got your timing set down right, you know? So I mean, there's certain things you want to be like looking at in your business, you know, what part of your business is making you money, you know what I mean? So like what's the important parts of your job that you need to do daily, right? Or your business that you need to do daily, that you need to implement every day, you know? How much time do you set aside for that? You know what I mean? Instead of setting aside 4 hours, why not just set aside, you know, if you've got 2 hours, you know, you don't want to be doing too many tasks, right? There should be like three main tasks that you should be doing per day, okay? You don't need to be checking your email every day, right? You don't need to be scrolling through Facebook or Googling or anything unless you really, really need to do that for what you're doing at the time. You know what I mean? So you need to schedule out your day. So work out how many hours you're setting aside every day and make sure you stick to it, right? So if it's 4 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour, right? And then work out what those 3 tasks are that you're going to stick in there that you're going to do every day, right? So, I mean, it might be 4 tasks, but don't make it more than you can handle, right? And make sure you allot the time. So if it's you've got 2 hours, you've got 3 or 4 tasks, you know, allot the time. So half an hour for this, half an hour for that, half an hour for another thing, okay? And don't do any more. Just keep it consistent, right? Persistently consistent, right? That's the way you need to do it. So make sure you want to be treating your business like it is a business, okay? So you go there, you clock on at 9, right? And you clock off at 11, all right? So that's a part-time job, all right? It's not going to be a full-time job. You don't want it to be a full-time job. Don't turn it into a full-time job because we all want our freedom, all right? So just take note. Oh man, it's raining right now. Hope you can see it. It's about to come down buckets. So make sure you're doing the right for your business, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to move under the trees while the rain's happening. I can walk home in the rain, it's all right, but my camera's out. So make sure you're doing the right for your own business, you know what I mean? So organise what you got to do, right? Organise how much time you've got to allow for it. You know, I understand everyone's got a family and stuff, and you've got to fit your workload around the family. You know what I mean? So after you've worked out what you want to do, right, and you've allotted your time, okay, so you allot your time during the week for like checking your mail or checking your email and stuff. You know, there's no need to be checking the household mail. You know, their bills, right? Do it all at once. What you're going to find, like with time management, is that you're going to get a lot more done. And this is why, like with the baking, when we're baking and stuff, you do 1,000. Like you say, I was making 1,000 mousse or something like that, right? I'd be a lot quicker than doing each one individually. Okay, so we do them in batch lots because it's faster, right? So if you've got, you know, 100 emails to go through, right, and you do one here, right? It's less efficient. What's that all about? Oh, it's the camera. Less efficient doing it that way than it is doing 100 all at once, right? You'll cut your time down right there, but don't do it every day, right? You don't have to do it every day. What sort of emails are you getting in that day that you need to be checking every day, right? There are important ones that might come through. You know, turn your email off. Turn Google off. You don't need it. Unless you actually need it for what you need to do, right? I don't know what you're doing at home. So, you know, I know what I'm doing at home. So, you know, so I'm starting to set, you know, a lot of my time for things to do a day, you know, chatting on Facebook and talking to my team. So, you know, you want to talk to your team every day, right? So say, okay, this is the time I'm going to allot my team, right? You tell them this is the time that I'm allotting my team, or you sort of give them a choice, like put it back in their park. Say, like, this is the times that I've sort of set aside that we can chat. I think they're about right for everyone. You know, which time is really good for you? Like, I don't know how big your team is, you know. You want to make sure that they're turning up to those meetings with you, all right? I might get stuck out here in the rain. So if they're not turning up to those meetings, then they're not helping themselves build their business, you know. So, like, during your week, you want to be setting your meetings, like to sit down on your calls with whatever company it is. Okay, so make sure you put them in a timer. Like, I set them to my phone, so like half an hour before, so I don't miss any, right? So you don't want to be missing any, because they're training calls, you know, whether they're training calls with your team, training calls with the company, right, to learn something new. Okay, that's the other thing too. The same thing, you want to be setting aside, you know, sometime during the week, maybe twice a week, where you're just learning something, okay, where you've learning something from your system or something new that you've picked up. Don't do it every day. You don't have to do it every day, all right? But you need to be learning something new to be implementing it into your business, okay? So then, after you've learned something, you want to set time apart to implement something new, okay? So I don't know how your business works. This is just sort of how I've been like thinking about my business and how like I want to roll it and stuff like that now. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you know, 4-Hour Workweek. Tim Ferriss, awesome book, mate. If you ever see my video, you really opened my eyes up to what I was doing wrong. Okay, so like if you really want to create your freedom, you've actually got to control your time, and you've got to control those people around you into that time frame. Because if you can't, if you just allow yourself to be available 24/7 for people, it's not going to work for you, right? They're going to have the freedom, but you're not, right? I know it's sort of harsh, but you have to trust in people that they can perform and actually perform better than they actually think they can. And that's where you come in, right? Because you set the standard and this is the way it's going to be. And if you're not there, I can't help you. Okay, you've got to be there for that time, or, you know, you've got to make sure that you're there for that time. Otherwise, you can't help you. Okay, so just make sure that you realize what you're doing in your business and that you actually are treating your business like a business. Okay, because otherwise, you're going to be running around with like a headless chicken, and you don't want that. Trust me. All right. So concentrate. You know, set aside 1 hour for this and 1 hour for that and 1 hour for that. Whatever. You know, whatever your time frame is every day. Okay. Make sure it's this is my everyday stuff. Right. Put it down on the calendar, man. You know, if this is my 4 hours, spread it out. You know, this hour I'm going to do this. I've allotted this for this hour. I've allotted this for this hour. Tomorrow it's the same. And then you can take out, you know, half an hour for email checking every couple of days or 3 days, all right? At the end of the week, check all the mail. Make sure all the mail goes in one pile, all right? Don't even let your missus touch it or your mister touch it. No one opens mail for a week. Just do that. See how you go, right? Don't open your email for a week, right? Stop opening your email for a whole week, right? And just open it once. Pick a day, say Monday, right? I'm going to do half an hour, right? So, and make sure, like, if your team's emailing you and you're doing stuff like email or messages, make sure that it's only important stuff, right? If it's not important, then what's the point of actually contacting you, right? I mean, it's good to have a chit-chat now and again, but make sure you've got time set aside for a chit-chat, all right? So, just look at what you're doing within your business, okay? Start really treating it like a business, okay? Because if you treat it like it's an Xbox game, you aren't going to make money, all right? You've got to be business-minded. You have to be an entrepreneur, okay? Well, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to run a business, okay? But treat your business like a business, okay? So, Simon out.